Hey guys, let's talk about Molly Miller. Molly was born on April 30th, 1996, and she's been missing since July 8th, 2013 from Wilson, Oklahoma. At the time of her disappearance, she was 17 years old, 5 feet 5 and 95 pounds. She's biracial, Caucasian, and Native American. She has brown hair and blue eyes. Her lower lip is pierced on the right side, and she has a tattoo of a star on her hip. Molly and a friend, Colt Haynes, disappeared from Wilson, Oklahoma on July 8, 2013. On the evening of July 7th, they were riding in a 2012 Honda Accord driven by 21-year-old James Con Nip. He's frequently known by his middle name. They were driving recklessly and throwing rocks at marked police cars. At 10:30 p.m., when a police car attempted to pull them over, the vehicle sped off and a chase resulted. The Honda, which reached speeds of up to 120 miles per hour, went over the county line into Love County, and that county's officers joined the pursuit, but eventually the police lost them in the vicinity of Long Hollow Road, which is a dead-end road. Molly dialed 911 at 12:47 a.m. The call lasted only 5 seconds before it was dropped, and she didn't say anything. The caller made several more calls to 911, but each call was dropped. The dispatcher called back, but no one picked up. Colt's friends stated he called them during the early morning hours and asked for help, saying he was lying in a creek bed and he had a broken ankle and was coughing up blood. He thought he was between Long Hollow Road and Pike Roads. His friends drove up and down the roads honking their horns while talking to Colt on the phone, but he said he couldn't hear their honks and yells. Molly also made several calls to family and friends during the early morning hours, saying she was in a field somewhere in Love County and asking someone to come get her. In spite of the 911 calls, police were never dispatched to the area where they were placed. The last phone call made by Molly was placed at 10 a.m. The number she dialed has not been publicly released. Her phone pinged at the corner of Pike and Oswald Roads at the time. Molly and Colt have never been heard from again. On July 22nd, the Honda Accord was found wrecked in a field near where the police pursuit had ended. It had over $18,000 worth of damage. In January 2014, arrest warrants were issued for Nip and his girlfriend, Sabrina Graham, who owned the Honda. Sabrina told police Nip had stolen it, but later admitted she had given him permission to borrow it. She was charged with filing a false insurance claim. After Nip turned himself in, he told authorities he had, quote, no idea, unquote, where Molly and Colt were. He was convicted of endangering others while eluding a police officer and sentenced to 10 years in prison, followed by 10 years of probation. But investigators have never been able to prove he had a hand in Molly and Colt's disappearances. Nip has a prior criminal record for marijuana possession and claims he began smoking marijuana as a child and was a heavy user by mid-adolescence. He served 4 years of his 10-year sentence and was released from prison in 2018. Molly was a high school junior at the time of her disappearance. She was attending a vocational high school, hoping to become a nurse, and had a part-time job. Her family stated she's very good at sports, particularly softball. Although she had run away from home before and her family initially thought she had done so again, foul play is now suspected in Molly and Colt's disappearances. A private investigator hired by Molly's family believes the pair were shot and killed after a fight. Both cases remain unsolved. If you have any information, please call the Wilson Police Department at 580-668-2136 or Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation at 800-522-8017.